10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it out in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find one another, face the sun, fear no one, 'cause we are all one, we are all one, we are all one, we are all one, we are all. Pick me up, yeah, moonchild, put me into overflow. Superstar.
Hey everybody, so I'm here with Kelly, who is, well, I guess soon to be ex-wife of some call Wild Bill. Wild Bill Shipley? Boy, does she have some stories. And he's been brought up in the Summer Wells case. I don't know who originally brought him up. I think actually it was probably Hunter when he mentioned the name Billy. And when I asked Fred who Wild Bill could be, he mentioned, I think, Bill Shipley. I think that's where Bill Shipley or Bill Bitten. I think they both go by Wild Bill. So welcome, Kelly. Thank you. Oh, your name is EY.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, God, I spelled it wrong. I'm sorry. I thought it was I or EY, IE on Facebook. Am I wrong?
Oh, yeah, it's EY on there.
Oops, I'll change it. Sorry about that. So, okay. So let's so people know who you are. When did you guys meet? Because it was like a short-lived relationship, wasn't it?
Yeah, we met the third week in February last year, and we were married March 31st.
Oh, wow. So you guys had only known each other for a little over a month. And
yeah.
Yeah. You went to school with Shipley, sweetie, did you? Yeah, there's quite a few in that area. So you guys got married. So you guys, when did you leave him? When's the last time you saw him?
June 16th.
Is that the same time? Like, have you seen him since June 16th?
No.
Just nonstop, like, threatening messages, huh?
Right.
Yeah. He was not happy that I brought him up, and I can't remember what it is. I was wondering. I think I was wondering if he was the Billy that Hunter was talking about. Do you know if Bill, if he was close to Dawn or Candace Wells or Grandis, who we call Grandis?
He told me that he worked for Dawn for just a short time, and him and a cousin of his, and but it seemed like he knew them at least fairly well.
Yeah. Did he say the cousin's name that worked for him? You don't have to say the last name if you don't want to. I'm just curious if.
It was Steve. They both lived close to Dawn, so it was easy.
Steve, I'm trying to think. I'll ask you in private because I'm just curious. I know Steve's not coming to my mind right this second, but yeah. And you guys, think of any questions, and I will ask her anything. What was that? Were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say is that yeah, that Steve's, he's a pretty quiet, private person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he was recently I tried to get you on earlier, well, late last year, I think. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly when it was, but he was we didn't know, or you didn't know really if it would be safe because he had been sending you like death threats and also sending you death threats to send to me or something. I don't know. Threats,
Yeah.
not death threats, but just threats. And I so who's Brittany in these text messages? Is that his ex-wife's
Daughter.
daughter?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did Bill tell you about anything? Like, has he ever mentioned Summer Wells to you?
Yes. When there was one family member of his that whenever we would go visit them, he would talk. They would talk about this case for hours. It seemed and unfortunately, I tuned a lot of it out. Because we
Yeah, because you didn't know about it, really, did you?
no,
You didn't
and
know anything about it.
they had both told me about a couple of YouTube videos about her and told me that I should watch them. And I never have, and I still haven't watched those particular videos. Um, and they never said why, other than that she looked so close.
Yeah. What did he think happened to her? What did he tell you? And you can for the you can. I know you told me in Messenger,
Mm.
but like for the F word, you could just say. I mean, I don't. If you accidentally say it, it's fine. It's just the context he used it in.
Yeah.
Talking about a child was concerning. But what did he tell you about what he believed happened to Summer?
Uh, that she drowned while her mother and a boy were having sex.
So that was his what he thought happened.
Yeah, he said that her mother had sex in exchange for drugs a lot, and that's what she was doing at that time.
Oh, wow. Wow. And didn't he say something to you about selling something about
He had
some
told the
this?
boy that he shouldn't be selling drugs to children up there on that hill.
Oh, okay. Wow. I wonder did he tell you what kind of supposed drugs that were involved?
A weed, which
We
I found kind of weird, because I just don't know too many people that do that in exchange for weed,
right, right. That's usually people usually don't do something like that for weed, but um, but she that is her drug of choice, I guess. But um, wow. So Fred Hill told me something interesting last night, but you didn't. I don't think you had heard anything of this. That he was at one time. I know he has a son named Hunter himself, but it's not the one involved in the case.
No.
But Fred Hill said that he used to go around after Summer went missing, trying to say that Hunter was the one involved
He
in the
never
case.
said anything like that to me.
Yeah, so he never said he had a child with the mother of okay. Yeah, something I don't know. Did he tell lies a lot or stories, I mean, I know you didn't know him
Yeah.
too well,
No,
but it's a short
he definitely would tell stories that
just make him up.
usually to make himself look better.
Right. I'm trying to find some screenshots of the for some reason I have to click every single one open. It's like maybe if I go from the I was what other questions? Oh, wasn't somebody asked, isn't he a widower? Well, do you want to tell about that? That's another
Yeah. That would have been November 3rd of 2022. Sherry died. It turns out that they were not legally married, but they thought that they were. They just didn't turn in the last paperwork, is what I'm told. I kind of wonder if he knew, did that on purpose, but then it ended up biting him in the butt because, but he's under investigation for that. I don't know for certain that the case is still open. I know that back in August that it was still open, and he was the only suspect. They just and I don't know why they haven't either closed it or made an arrest. I haven't talked to any officers about that at all, but
wow. So
they
he's
wouldn't
under
let him see her after she passed away. He wasn't invited to any services. He didn't get to make any decisions. I mean, even and it kind of alarms me that he wasn't allowed to see her body because even if they weren't legally married, they were together for 6 years, and they lived
wow.
together.
So was that decision made by the family?
And the coroner or whoever. It was just immediately they suspected something.
Didn't they rule it as an accident at first, though? Or what?
I really don't know.
Sure.
I wouldn't think so, because if you would think if he would have been able, I mean, even if he even tried for real to go see her, you would think that they would have let him.
Right. So
And she was cremated, so there wouldn't have been no after. There's probably only one good examination.
yeah, I'm pulling up thinking of which screenshot we should show first. they're all disturbing. Here, let's just grab one, I guess. I guess that's no more the reason not to F with me, ain't it? You know how I am. Leave me the F alone. I'm telling you, you and your mom barely me alone before you push your butt. You don't want now to stop effing with me. What? You got what you want, and I'm getting this damn house. That's that. It's like I told you. Told your effing mama, F both of you bitches. Don't piss me off and push the wrong button. You know I'm an unstable motherfucker. You just admitted. So F you, Kellie. Wow. So he was trying to steal your house. Is that what he's saying right there?
Yeah. And I think that he meant to before he even met me. He thought that he was getting Sherry's place, and of course, Dennett, for one, her place is located in a neighborhood that he wasn't allowed in because of his felonies.
Right.
Yeah,
they weren't really married. He didn't know that, right?
Right.
Didn't he think they were married? That him and Sherry were married?
He said that he thought that they were really married. Yeah.
Yeah, I should bring up what was her last name again? Sherry
Lane.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up her. it's interesting what you read on her Facebook. It sounds like the family believes. So she, guys, his ex-wife, I know a lot of people are lost, and you're going to be if you don't know. His ex-wife, she passed from blunt force trauma, right? Is what they're saying.
That I saw a picture of the death certificate. And that's what it says. Blunt force trauma to the chest. And when I met him, and not only him, family members that I was introduced to, all talked about how she died from an overdose, from injecting heroin. And I was told that she didn't even have drugs in her system. She liked to drink. She didn't like to do drugs.
And these Facebook posts right here are actually him commenting on her Facebook after she passed, right?
Yeah, and talking dirty to her kids and threatening her children as her. And I guess he was even sending them direct messages, using her Facebook account, and that's got to be.
I see that. So he's posting to her Facebook right here after, because what date did she pass away again?
November 3rd.
Of 2022, right?
Yeah.
This is November 15th, 2022. And here he is just like, people are like, stop. You think this would make my mom happy? Bill, please stop. This isn't good for anyone. And then is Michael Johnson hit her son?
Yeah, that poor guy.
He said, you're fixing to bite off more than you can chew, you son of a bitch. I've been as patient as I can be, but you have pushed me past the breaking point. You bitch made son of a bitch. I'm right out the road from you, big boy. If you're really about what you talking about, come down to Cody's driveway. I'll show you what you ain't gonna do, bitch. So I think, is this, so it says, if that piece of shit would have kept his hands to yourself, my mom wouldn't be dead now. So they're under the impression he did something, huh?
Yeah. She had, and there's put somewhere on there on Facebook, that he had done something that was the last straw for her. And, she, was hiding from him and, hadn't seen him for 3 weeks. And, my distant cousin actually somehow picked her up and drove her out there to Bill's camper. And I guess she talked on the phone to somebody on her way out there. And they told me that she, was nervous, but was, healthy. She didn't fall down like Bill says.
Oh, wow. That's right. They had it. So the day it happened, the day she passed, that's right. She had just gone out. It was Bill was there, wasn't he? Or wasn't Bill there? She had just saw him. She hadn't seen him for a few weeks, right? And went to go see him, and then she passes.
My cousin took her to Bill's house.
Oh.
Yeah, it's almost like she was almost made to go. And within 3 hours, the ambulance was called. Yeah.
Wow.
And his camper is pretty far out there. It's literally the last place on the left on a hill filled with family members, and
wow.
There's nobody out there.
Wow. So she hadn't seen him for 3 weeks. Goes this, your cousin goes out to take, because you think the cousin was working with him, though, don't you? Don't you think the cousin and him were like had something going on or something?
There's something definitely weird there. Yes.
Yeah. And so she drove, and this is how and the same cousin introduced you to Bill, didn't she?
Yes. And also said that she also told me that Sherry's death was from an overdose.
Wow. Wow. So she lied to you. She lied. Wow. That is so crazy to me. It's almost like they were working together to try to get money out of you or something.
Right.
Or some kind of, because he was trying to take that house from you after you guys hadn't even, I mean, before you got married, you'd only been seeing each other for a very short time. So, and
Right.
he just thought all of a sudden he thought he married you, and he thought all of a sudden he owned you after that. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Even here it says, Billy, you can stop trying to change the password because it's not going to happen. I made sure of that. I'm getting the Facebook code. So I guess that must be one of his kids, because
Yeah, that was her daughter saying that.
yeah, because he keeps trying to get on her Facebook. Why would he have to be on her Facebook? That's so strange. It says, well, oh, sorry, go ahead.
It was because he says it's because he had her phone, and he always had her phone in his hand. He practically slept with, I think he did sometimes sleep with that phone in his hand. He never let anybody touch that phone. And her daughter said that she believed that there was something on there. That I don't know why he held on to it. Must have been, for sickness, because if it would have been me, I would just,
Wow.
burnt that
Yeah.
thing. But he had it in his hand all the time.
Wow. Thank you, Giselle, so much. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. I appreciate that so much. So it says, wow, the disrespect you have for my recently dead mother, who died not even 2 weeks ago, blows my mind. So this was November 14th, 2022. You said she died early November. What was it, 3rd, I think you said? Or
Yeah.
If losing your mother unexpectedly isn't bad enough, to get on her Facebook, and the man that claims to have loved her, and the man I know she loved, is on her Facebook trying to pick up women. Ew. You had me fooled, Billy. I really thought you was struggling like the rest of us. Now I see you not only blame me and my brother of killing her, but you also have not had any kind of respect for her. Truth to be told, you killed her. She died from a broken heart. Hope you sleep well knowing you took our mother away and had the audacity to be begging females on her account to get with you. I question my mom's judgment at this point, because we have always known you wasn't shit. Congratulations on being the worst person I know. And I know some shitty people. We loved you, Mom, and now we see it wasn't in your head. Rest in peace, because you deserve it. I see your life was hell before you passed. As for you, Billy Shipley, I hope you have the life you deserve. Wow. So they actually turned on her and thought she was like when she said that he was being abusive to her own kids didn't believe
Yeah, but
her,
I don't
right?
think for very long.
Right.
There's I was told a story. After my puppy died is when I finally started looking at this stuff. But when I first got with him, I knew there had to be hurt feelings with her friends and family and stuff like that, because she'd only been gone a few months when we started seeing each other, and I didn't want no preconceived thing, I wanted to go in with an open mind. And after my puppy died, weirdly, I looked on there and reached out, and I guess he killed their family dog, and he locked it in a car in the summer for 2 days, and then burned it. And,
He burned the car?
The dog.
Oh, he left the car. He left the dog in the car in a closed vehicle
For 2 days in the summer with no water.
Oh
And then
my
threw it in the
God.
fire.
It was a
No.
fire. What'd you say about fire?
He threw the
set
dog
it
in the fire.
Oh my God. So he burned the dog after it was dead?
I hope it was dead.
Wow. Well, so you don't. Yeah. So you really don't know. Wow. Oh my God. And whose dog was this? That was his
Sherry's.
ex-wife's.
Yeah.
So
And at that
your
point, she
dog
was
ended up
too
dead
scared to
too,
go
right?
anywhere. Yeah.
Didn't your dog end up dead?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it was rat poison. That
Wow. So
yeah,
you think
he was sick for 4 days before he just finally passed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, someone should lock him in the car in the hot summer, right, Tanya? So this is why you guys see why now, like she feels like now, like even Fred told me he didn't know if I should do this, guys. Like he's never said something like that. I think Fred thinks this guy is dangerous. Fred Hill, he knows of, yeah, Billy Shipley has threatened a lot of people, according to Fred Hill. Did he ever talk to you about Fred Hill or anything?
I recognize the name, and a lot of names that I've heard on your show. I've watched a few episodes, and a lot of names will like. But like I said, when they were talking about a lot of these things, I would often tune out and do my own thing on my phone or whatever, and
Right.
so
Because you didn't know of the case, right? You don't really follow the case too much. Or, I mean, do you now, or now that you know about it, or like before you dated him, did you know anything of it?
No.
Oh, okay. Wow. So I bet that was interesting hearing his name being brought up with the missing little girl. Like, did he ever say anything about living on the Wells property? The Candace Wells, and did he say something okay, because there was a Billy who was living in a shed on their property at one time. So we don't know. We're trying to figure out if it's him or Bill Benton. So he's currently incarcerated, right? Does he have a bond or anything?
No bond. He was on parole and violated parole, and so he should have. I think to finish that would be 6 years. Plus, there's 2 delinquent child support cases. They were trying to give him 2 years for that, and then his new charges are driving while suspended, and it's like multiple ones of that, and having stolen property and paraphernalia. So I bet.
What was his original charge? Was that his original charge? The stolen property?
His original charges were carrying a weapon, and I think as a felon, and having meth on him and a dealing, I think.
Yeah. So, okay. So he's probably going to be locked up, and he's also being investigated for Sherry's murder, so hopefully, because people are worried about your safety. And for real, there's a real threat there, because this dude is like, read this one. So somebody was asking if it doesn't have Bill Shipley, while Bill his name has came up in the Summer Wells case. He knew Don Wells, like he's kind of like I think that they know each other pretty well, and he might be the Wild Bill that's came up, or they call him drunk. Did they call him Drunk Billy? Does he drink a lot?
He said they used to.
Yeah, Drunk Billy. Well, that's weird because didn't Hunter call the guy Drunk Billy? That he did, because so the boy that was with Summer Wells that day claimed that something about that Billy had a thing for Candace Wells' mother, whoever Billy is. So I don't know.
Well, I know that I remember in some of the talk that they were doing, and they were just talking about how they were poor parents anyway and stuff like that. I remember him talking about an somebody being adopted away or something like that. Like, you remember, does Candace have a sister that was given away, or
yeah, she had a sister that went missing too.
He knew that.
He talked about here, I'll keep that while we're talking. I know it's distracting. Sorry. So he talked about Rose Bly too, like her being missing.
Yeah.
Or something about, yeah, Candace Wells has a sister that's missing and went missing. Did he say anything about how he thought what happened to her?
He likes to talk really bad about people, so I think that's why I said, was she given away? Because he said something along the lines like that's probably what happened.
Oh,
because to him, everybody's a dope whore. So everybody. So,
okay. So, yeah, and Billy Dishner's another name that's came up too. So it's Dotton, Wells, and Laura said that Billy the drunk was Billy Benson, though. He doesn't know if it's Billy. He doesn't know if it's Billy Benton or Billy Shipley. I've talked to him. That names came up both with him. So I've asked him, and he's like, I think both of them actually go by Wild Bill sometimes. So, okay. So was the young guy's name? Brandon. Did he have an associate named Brandon? He's younger, like Brandon Dykes, I think's his name.
Well, that would be his cousin.
Oh, did you know him?
I don't think I met him. But I met some of the cousins with name Dykes, and I remember that one fairly well. But I never met him. If I remember right, that that guy is working full time with family and stuff nowadays. Yeah. And the Brandon that was on a video of some news team showing the neighborhood, and that, and I guess he was drunk in the video, and I'm told that a lot of the information he gave was completely backwards and wrong, pointing at houses saying so lives there and they don't even live there. But I never watched that video, but that guy is his cousin's stepson.
Oh, okay. So, okay, because somebody was asking about that, saying something about how Bill Shipley something about Brandon Dykes. I didn't know anything about that. Which 2 summer videos did he want you to watch? Oh, he wanted you to watch some videos. Which ones? Do you know?
The one with that Brandon in it. And then he just told me just to watch some of the other videos, and so that I knew about the case. But then they would sit there and talk about it for 3 hours. Though I don't know why. I still don't know why you wanted me to watch the videos.
Oh, are you talking about the Bill who came to West Virginia? Yeah, I think so. Right? He went to West Virginia for a while.
That's where I live. When we got married, he moved in with me.
Yeah. So, okay, so we already answered that. No, I don't think you have it wrong, Sweet D. I've heard that too, Wild Bill Drennan. So I seriously, like, I don't think we know for an absolute fact who Wild Bill is. It's always been like it could, but we have like it's like one of 2 or 3 people. So, and because when I've asked now, I think at first, like Fred said Bill Benton, but then Bill Shipley came up too, and I've been, and he's like, gosh, now that he's like, I can't. He goes, I think they both go by Wild Bill. Sometimes. So now he's like confused. Oops. Just gonna. I've just heard my. Okay. Okay. Let's put that text back up. I was gonna read. So I guess this is him saying, I'm going to give it to my grandkids when I win in the courts. Now you know what I am going to do. So please come on so we can see what is what. Oh my freaking God, dude. Like a spider, I will be around. So watch your ass. If you fuck with me, last warning, you getting, I promise. So just get over it till I see you. I promise you that. And you say, I just want you to leave. And he says, F you, bring your cousins, you're effing, and I see you when you get home, like I told you, and your mom. This is my house now, and I will be here, and I'm willing to take it to court. So, wow.
Yeah, I left him at my house the day after my puppy died. I was able to leave him on the side of the highway by some miracle, and rushed home and packed up all my other animals. I have a lot. And at that time, it was 11 animals. Cats and dogs I had to shove into my car, and just like a backpack of stuff. And I drove to my mom's in Indiana, and I stayed in Indiana and Illinois for 2 months, 6 weeks. Because
you staying over there at your mom's property, right?
I didn't. My pets are everything to me, and I just knew that he was going to start picking them off, so I had to get them out of here, away from him. And my mom helped. She hired a detective to keep an eye on the house, so we knew when he left. And they watched it for 2 weeks after he left, so that, to think I might be safe to come back and make sure there was no signs of him.
So you left because you really felt like he hurt your puppy, right? And that was just your last straw. Like, you're gone, and you were scared of him at that point, because if he could hurt an animal,
if I lost, he was going to torture my animals in front of me. I mean, I was ready to fight with him, but I try to be a realist, and I'm like, if you lose, he's not going to kill you until you watch all your animals die.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is like, has he claimed that he has, we say unalived here, but has he claimed that he's unalived people before?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he likes to brag about that. But when I first met him, like the only one that he would ever say that he did that to, he said that they had threatened one of his children, and it had been a long time ago.
Wow. Yeah, sounds like a psychopath. Yeah, they're wondering. Well, he's locked up, guys. So wait, so the house and what? So when you packed up and left to Indiana, did your mom have a house in West Virginia too that he was staying at, or what house was it in West Virginia?
It's mine.
That he was staying at. Okay,
mine.
Yeah. Oh, for some reason I was thinking it was in. Is it a house? For some reason I was thinking it was your mom's. That.
Well, see, that was the thing, because the mortgage is in my mom's name. So that's why it was so, like, for some reason he had it in his head that I own this house outright. and nobody does really. Still paying a
Right.
mortgage on it. As like, if I can't get you out of my house and move back into it, we're just going to stop paying the payment, and you can deal with the bank. You're not taking this house.
Oh my God, dude. You
Uh,
guys had been married for like only a few months, right? And you had to like,
well,
how were
I
you able to
left a
get
lot
him out of your
sooner
home?
than he planned. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So they're saying, okay, so you guys are saying the Brandon guy's name is Brandon Clark. Clark. But his girlfriend, he lives with the Dykes, so Brandon Dyke, I think, isn't he Brandon, though, is family with the Dykes, I think, though. How long was he friends with Dawn? Did he say how long he worked with Dawn
it
or if
sounds
they were
like it
really,
was a very short time, like maybe just a couple of weeks.
and he said, why did he only work with him a couple weeks? Did he
We didn't get
talk?
paid.
He didn't get paid? Yeah, I thought that's what you said. That's what I was getting at. So Don didn't pay him. Oh, really? That's what Dudley claims too, that Don wouldn't pay him. That's he does have quite a record. Yeah, this is exactly why he wouldn't come on, or she wouldn't come on here before, because it was too dangerous. He was sending he was even sending her threats to send to me, which was crazy. Like, I'm surprised that he wouldn't just send them right over to me, since he let's see here. Let's read one of his his ex-wife's, like, what her daughter says. So this is Bill Shipley's. In this screenshot is a message to Kellie, who's on panel right now, from Bill Shipley's ex-wife, the one who was killed, or is being investigated. Anyways, and she says, I know, right? Only because my mom had alcohol in her system. So he said she fell. My mom's been an alcoholic her whole life. Well, my whole life, she didn't fall off half a pint of liquor. And on her death certificate, it says blunt force trauma to the torso. She never told us he was hitting on her. But when I read the messages and seeing what he had been sending her, I knew then he was. His family keeps taking up for him. I will show you a screenshot of her death certificate. I'm getting up to find it right now. That way you're not just listening to rumors, you can see too. Then he spent her whole entire social security check. We couldn't even bury her. We had to have her cremated. Oh my God, dude. Wow. That doesn't really sound like a caring husband at all.
Yeah,
Wow.
and he moved in with his ex, one of his daughter's moms, who happens to be the best friend of my cousin who introduced me to him. And and he told me when we started talking on the phone, he's like, I'm staying with my ex right now, but we ain't been together for 20 years. And my cousin confirmed that. But anyway,
Was it Beverly by chance?
yeah, and right
Mhm.
after Sherry dies, this lady gets a brand new bedroom suit and mattress and everything, and my cousin gets to grow boobs.
Wow. So she got fake boobs? She got, is that what you're saying?
My cousin's a man who is going in transition.
Oh.
On Social Security.
Where would he have got the money? How would he? A Social Security check wouldn't have been. How much money are we talking that he got?
Mm.
Do you know? Did he get money off of Sherry's?
Well, she's getting my cousin's getting the hormonal shot, so I think that's like
okay.
a payment thing. Yeah, she didn't get implants.
Was there any insurance that, so, but he didn't get any type of money off her death though, did he?
No.
So how do
No.
you think he got the money for the bedroom set and stuff like that? Or do you think,
I think that he took a lot of things out of Sherry's home.
oh, okay. Yeah, I imagine. It said, it cost me everything I ever loved, and I'm not effing happy about it. So be it. It is what it is. She's best think twice because Tennessee doesn't have a separation law when it comes to marriage. So if she doesn't want to F her cheating self anymore, then she has already. And so who was this message to? Was he messaging somebody here in this message? Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
shit. Is this about me?
I can't see it very well.
Okay. Here, I'll read it.
Oh yeah. But I think that was actually sent to one of my friends in Illinois. They would chat with him and friendly like, so that they could tell me, you know, what he was saying, because I often had him blocked, especially on Facebook. But then I would unblock him for a few days and argue with him. So, but when he was blocked, he would message my friends.
Right. So here he's messaging one of your friends and he says, I'm not, okay, so Tennessee doesn't have a separation law when it comes to marriage. So if she doesn't want to F her cheating self anymore than she already has, then she best start acting like an effing wife should. Oh, so you best start acting like an effing wife should, or I'm going to do more than effing clean up my house. I promise, with every bit of the love I have for my dog, she took in her and Ziggy are being charged for defamation of character towards me. So like I said, I have not lied, but her cheating ass has. But hey, she has one way out of this, and that's through me. And I know she ain't got the guts, so she can have a room and take in my goddamn room and an effing house key. I don't. Wow. This guy. Did he ever put his hands on you?
Just a couple times, yeah. He choked me a couple of times, once enough to leave bruises. But,
wow. They say that if somebody's able to do that, they're capable of murder. That's what they say. If somebody's able to choke you, or because that's such a personal thing. And wow, the fact that he actually strangled you is disturbing. That's where, I mean, it's bad. Being hit is bad, but like to strangle somebody, that's even like that. Wow.
That was when I called the cops after that, and got a restraining order started. That was in May, and he took my car and went over to Tennessee for 2 weeks. Had my car the entire time, and
he stole your car, didn't he?
And then I let him come back sometime in June, and that lasted less than 4 weeks.
Wow. And then so when your puppy died, did you instantly feel he did something?
Yeah, I started thinking that he did, the day after the dog got sick, and because he kind of had the symptoms of parvo, kind of at first. He would, but we have all these other dogs, and he played with them all the time, and nobody else got sick. And he was a 5-month-old German Shepherd puppy. He was a lot bigger than these Chihuahuas. He ate separate because he'd scarf down his food and then push them out of the way and take their food. And I always fed him. Bill didn't want anything to do with this dog. So I would feed him outside, and I would take him his food and myself. And for 2 days, Bill said, "I'm going out to the shed anyway. I'll carry the food out."
Oh,
And
wow. So he had been feeding him, so that made you suspicious. Wow. When his so you guys he dated really soon after. How long did him and Sherry date? Or how
6
long were they
years.
dating? And then 4 months later he's married again? Or not? Yeah, that's so did he seem at all upset about her being gone?
Kind of. I mean, he talked a lot about depression. His family told me that they had been worried that he was going to commit suicide. Um, but he don't really show real emotions.
Wait, when did your puppy pass away? Did you say? What date was
Middle
it? Oh,
of
it was
June.
June. It was yeah, it wasn't guys, it was last year in June, not 2021, but so you're saying the ex-neighbor's dog had to get its stomach pumped soon after Summer's disappearance? Oh, really? Did you know Jody have you ever heard of Jody Sue and Andy Bernard before you might have heard him on here on YouTube, but I don't know. Did he ever talk about them?
That name sounds very, very familiar. And it's not,
Which one?
especially Jody Sue, is not like a real common name anymore. And yeah, it rings a bell. But like I said, I have no idea what was said.
You know what, Christy Dykes? Holy shit. Kelly, do you know what Christy Dykes?
Oh yeah, that's his cousin. I want to say that's Brandon's sister. I think.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. So what's Shipley? Wow. Yeah, Shipley does resemble the guy in the pic. You guys like the sketch that people. He does kind of, but hey, to the cousin in the chat, like to the person talking shit, like I have text messages that look really bad on him, and I don't know how you can defend this.
Well, some people say that that he talks like that because he's hurting and he's not really going to do it.
But he strangled you. That's personal. That's like if you can strangle somebody, even if it was just a second, like I mean, I don't know how long he.
And and I was just asking for a divorce, like that. That's and that's all I did to warrant that from him. And I said, there's no shame in it. We got married so quickly. And, most of the world don't even know we're married. And there's no shame in admitting that we were wrong and walking away.
Yeah. Let's see. My copy of that goddamn so-called fucking restraining order. Oh, so you got a restraining order. How soon was that after you left?
Well, the first time that I put in for the restraining order in May, I ended up not following through with it and letting him come back. And and so I just got one again, and it went through, I want to say in September. And then in the divorce papers that I put in about 6 weeks ago, I asked for it to be continued for as long as possible.
Yeah. Did it get approved? Yeah, or you still waiting?
I got the restraining order that I put in September, but the divorce, I'm not sure how many days that takes. I just turned the papers in and left. I didn't ask any questions.
That's so somebody asked, which I don't really quite understand the question. It says, "Can you ask how Don and Wild Bill connected with work?" I don't know. I don't know what that really means. And it says, "Where did they meet?" So, do you know where they met originally, Don Wells and Bill?
No, I don't know, but there's not in those like three little hills there. There's not a lot of people, and most of them live there their whole life. So they, yeah, I imagine that they've known each other for a long time. I really don't know.
Yeah.
And
You guys got to
I'm
remember
not
this
sure.
was a short-lived this was like, I mean, a 6-month relationship at best. Like, so, and you guys didn't know each other before then. So she just, I mean, I thought you guys would find this interesting because it does like a little bit tie into, I mean, he is friends or was friends with Don Wells, and he lived.
Well, I don't
in
think
Beech.
they were friends. I don't think I finished the story about them working together.
Oh,
Yeah, he didn't pay him. And the story he's told me 3 or 4 times was, a couple days after not getting paid, he sees Don at a stoplight. And he says that his little girl's with him, Don's little girl's with him. And they got out of the car and pulled a gun out and said, "We're going to your house and you're going to pay me." And he said that happened. He followed him up to the house, and he grabbed the hold of the little girl's hand, Summer's hand, and held it while Don went in to the bedroom and got his paycheck, which I think was around $500, if I remember right. I'm not sure. Uh, um,
wow.
and gave it
He
to
was
him, and
taking
he
summer
left.
ransom. He was
Huh?
holding summer ransom to make sure he got his money. Is that what he was
Oh,
doing?
well, for what he would describe 3 minutes at best,
Yeah,
it
but
just
still, that's weird. That's weird. Like it was like he was gonna, oh, I'm gonna make sure you come back with my money. I have your daughter type thing. That's what it sounds like. With a gun in his hand. What? He had a gun?
that's what he said.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that's what he got. One of his original charges was for carrying a gun.
Wow. What do you think he's capable of hurting a child though?
Not. I don't think he would actually. I mean, I've saw him pretty mad, and I haven't seen him around children much. Um, um,
Yeah.
I think that I would be surprised if he like brutally killed a child.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is he capable of taking one if he was mad? For vengeance?
Money or something. Yeah.
That would not surprise me.
Yeah.
But
Right. Because it doesn't sound like he has much empathy, really, like it doesn't sound like it bothers him too much to hurt somebody. Like he seems quite capable. Did he ever feel bad, act like he felt bad for putting his hands on you or anything? Or was it just
no.
he make it
But like I said, I would be surprised if he would have done that to
a
a
child?
child. Yeah.
All right. So Christy have screenshotted the threat so that we can have it in case we'd like to give it to law enforcement. But she said, look, y'all need to leave my goddamn cuz name out of your goddamn mouth because my cuz is in fucking jail. What is about to happen is someone is going to get their fucking ass handed to them there, bitch. Oh, really? Okay. So that's a threat, Christy, and you're coming in here under your name. It doesn't sound, that's not very smart. Sounds like, you know, it sounds like you got the same smarts that Billy got. So I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that you guys are related.
They're very, very close. I could not be angry at her for sticking up for him because they're more like siblings. And
yeah. Well, I know, but sometimes we have to, you know, tough love is like when we can't enable people's like bad behavior, but that I understand family, you know, some believe blood is thicker than water, and those in that area, people in that area are very family oriented. I mean, these people lived in that area for generations and generations. So he mentioned a Billy, then Allie made him change to Andy. Yeah, he did. H did mention say a Billy was a drug deal. Some Billy was their drug dealer. Then said Andy. I thought I remembered something like that. Christy's not in that chat anymore, guys. It was just a couple messages way above. So did you I don't know how to say this. Was he ever sexually aggressive?
No.
Okay. That was a question of somebody's. If there was anything like that as far as, you know, there was a Billy that lived on the Wells property for a short time, but some people think that was, well, there's a few Billys there. I don't know. I'm not going to say who it was because, like, I don't know for sure which Billy that they're referring to. Yeah, I do think that you're desensitized to it. I believe that. I do believe that because I think, have you been an abuse victim before in a relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah. This Billy is named Bill Shipley. And his picture is on the thumbnail. I put it up earlier. Let's see. I was going to read. So let's pull this one back up. So the restraint. He wasn't even supposed to be contacting you. So, right? I mean, you had a restraining order and he's sitting here contacting you, right? Isn't that correct?
Yeah. A lot of those are after the restraining order. And he was claiming on still living in this house weeks after I had already moved back in. And he was like, I'm there.
Wow. It says, not going to see what a lying effing bitch you are. Now we'll see what I'm going and effing in the effing morning, getting that goddamn missing person report and showing them all this shit and have him pick your face crazy and saying goddamn ass up and don't say I can't do it because I am you goddamn husband. That's why you effing ass run. You scared, that's all right. I'd be scared if I was you too, you thieving ass effing bitch. Not to mention a cheating effing, I think he whore, is that what he meant? I don't know. Well, maybe your problems with me is over. I took me about 150 debit coat, not the whatever fuck it is, where the fuck it is that goddamn bottle trazodone 500 milligram shit, some shit, goddamn phone, fuck you. What? What's he mean about this missing person report? What's he talking about?
He kept saying that if I didn't show back up at the house, he was going to file a missing persons report on me.
gosh. Dang, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, he kept threatening me with police. That was going to scare me home when I wasn't even doing anything illegal. Like he kept talking about it being against the law for me to abandon my husband, and he was going to have me charged with abandonment, and that's how he was going to get the house given to him in the divorce.
Wow. How many times had he been married before?
Once.
Really, just one?
Twice, I guess. Like with the
Sherry,
one with yeah, that would have been his second, and then about 30 years prior, he was married to his oldest daughter's mom.
Okay.
And that ended because he went to prison, and I'm not sure what for.
Yeah. Did he ever say what he thought happened to Summer? When did he tell her? Oh, yeah. She talked about that earlier, and she said, Kellie said that he had said that he thought that Summer drowned while Candace it would be sexually assaulting because it's a minor, but he said effing, but it's not effing if one of them's a very young minor. That's sexual assault, but that's what he claims was happening. That's what he believes anyways. See here. It says, I'll see you get caught. Ain't no doubt about it. I'll catch you or they will. One, because I know all about Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. Anywhere else you want to run, they know about all of it. So have fun hiding, motherfucker. See how it feels on the other end of the goddamn stick, and you caused it. Don't you forget that, okay? With your picture page. F your page. F you. F it all the way. F it all. This is my house now. I told you, F with something I love, they're going to be hell to pay. You thought I was joking. Don't F with me like that ain't no goddamn joke. I'm taking everything you got. When I find you, I'm taking your effing car too. Just so you know, the law done knows that also, and I will not be the only one driving it. Okay, Mr. Billy. FBI needs to question this until. Why do you think that? And why? Well, I mean, she does have a protective order. You don't have any other charges against them, or any charges against him currently?
What?
You don't have any charges against him currently, do you?
No.
Billy Dotson, who stayed at the Wells when his wife wouldn't let him come. Was it Billy Dotson or Billy? I don't think it was Billy Dotson, because that's David Dotson. When his wife wouldn't let him come home. Yeah, I don't know if that was which Billy that was, though. Yeah, no protection order is going to stop this dude, for sure. So, but yeah, he would, I'm trying to look at all the screenshots to see. Have it your way, and that's why you'll have it. So I don't think it's going to go your way. This ain't no threat. This is a promise. You're going to answer to me for taking what you took from me. I promise you that, and it's going to be very goddamn soon. So bring your ass on home, and they'll sleep before I come to save you. What? The goddamn water don't matter. I got nothing left. What? Thank you so much, One Love.
Hush.
So any work for Don, didn't get paid. He's a real piece of shit. Hurts animals and held Summer's hand while Don got him his money, had a gun. Yeah. This guy is so. Anybody have any questions? Has she given a statement to authorities? Yeah, have authorities asked? They haven't. I don't think you've been questioned, have you? Has he been questioned in the Summer Walls case? Do you know?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, Billy Benton too is another Billy. He didn't. I don't think he held. Yeah, that's crazy. He does sound kind of. Respectively, peace, pugs, and understanding. It was in a screenshot. I'm going to. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit here and like edit my or walk on eggshells for people. Oh no, I better watch. I can't say that word. Can't say no. It's in a screenshot. Okay, I try not to say it. Sometimes it comes out. I don't. It doesn't matter how many have asked. It was right here in a screenshot, and I was just reading it. Okay, we already read that one. Didn't she say she gave? Didn't she say Don gave him a check? What if he? Oh no! Did he give him cash? I think he gave him cash. I'm sure.
It sounded like it in the story.
Oh, how often he hung out with Frank Light. Oh, do you know if he hung out with a Frank Light?
With who?
Frank Light.
Though that's also a relative, I believe. Yeah, he's related to Lights also.
Did you ever meet Frank Light? Like, was he around him a lot?
I don't think no. I don't think I met him.
If I showed you a picture, would that help? Maybe.
Yeah.
Because this guy is scary. I mean, he's Frank Light, Rogersville. He is. I don't know which picture would be the best. Well, I guess we're gonna have to use this one because it's 2018, but maybe you would be able to recognize it. Let me see. This guy, his hair's, he looks different now, but are him and Fred? No. Oh, that's another thing. Fred said he saw Bill Shipley in Sullivan. Is he in Sullivan jail or something? Or what? Yeah. Sullivan County?
Yeah, that's where he is.
Fred said when he went over to take care of his Sullivan charge over that he saw Bill Shipley there. So any last questions I'm trying to think here. What else it was not even 2 weeks. Yeah, this is in the story and running with the music. He just admitted he was going to beat her with a stick. A stick? Is that what it said? I didn't.
Yeah. He said lots of things. that was one of them, and the scariest one I can no longer find. When I came back home, I completely deleted my Google account. I was being followed, the device followed or whatever, and I just ended up deleting my entire Google account. That
he was like watching you through the Google account. Is that what you said? He was logging into
somebody
yourself?
Definitely was. Okay. So I ended up just deleting the entire account, and I lost a lot of photos and stuff. So, and I can't find the scariest message that he sent me. That he most of the time he did pretty good at editing. What he was saying.
What was the scariest thing that he had said to you?
It was after one that I did manage to have it, where he said that he would love to be my my huckleberry, and I didn't know what that meant. Somebody had to tell me.
I don't know.
And I guess it means that basically they keep you like they just keep you and because I get a
Nope.
government check, so like
Oh,
yeah. And but yeah, he said that when he got me that basically he was gonna tie me up and sexually assault me with items, very large, painful items, and let other people do it too. And that would go on for many, many months.
wow. So he wanted to torture you too. Wow. When did he? What year did he work for Don? Do you did he tell you by chance, like about when he was?
No, I couldn't really tell how old the story was. Um,
Um, um, it says, I'll give you the goddamn name here in a minute. Just give me time to look at some bitch up. Okay, I'll send you the effing name. Then you can send him a message. He pissed me off. I'll take his effing kid out first. First goddamn want to be that kid to go over your sorry goddamn ass. You're going to call. Sorry, I said God. Yeah, I'm trying not to. Sorry. As you're gonna have to call somebody from getting her F it. I got to die sometime. F you. I'll give you the damn name of that black chocolate bastard here in a few minutes. Little white ass woman and her little mixed kid. We'll see how you like it. I'll show you how to F with me. F the wrong one, Kelly. I told you. You F me over. I'll put your ass in a box and PD you. I will put you in an effing box if you don't bring your ass back and straighten this shit out. I will come effing find you.
yeah,
Wow.
and that kid that he's talking about was 5 months old. Couldn't even walk. And that person that he's talking to, that is my oldest daughter's half sister. So that woman is only 24 years old, basically a relative.
Oh, so this message isn't to you, it's
to my daughter's sister, yeah. And her
wow.
her
And he's talking
husband.
about her child, her mixed child. Is that so? This was he was going to
Yeah,
kill the child in front of her.
Yeah, my daughter's sister is married to a black man, and their youngest baby at that time was only about 5 months old.
Wow. Yeah. So he was just mad because that person was helping you, or
They weren't even helping me. He was just going through my Facebook friends. I don't think he even knew who she was to me. I don't think he even knew that was my daughter's sister. Yeah, he if people that I interacted with on my wall, he started messaging them.
wow. So he would just okay. Yeah, he sent me a Facebook request. I think he sent a few others off my Facebook requests too, if I remember right. Wasn't there some of you guys who got a Facebook request from him? I could have sworn. So it says. So I hope I roll up on her with someone because they are going. Okay, so this is probably another message to. I don't know if this is not probably. Okay, this isn't to you. This is him talking to somebody else about you. Going to be needing some manager help if I catch her. Like she has bragged, and that's that. Derp inside. You can't blame me for having hard thoughts. Ew. What if it was your old lady that's done you the way Miss Kellie Shipley is doing me? What would you do, buddy? Say, what the F would you do? I'm not ever going to divorce her, so she best have her ass motivated when she effed with me. I'm not as effing stupid as she thinks, and I think they know it by now. So I'll let her F herself over, and I'll sit back and watch and wait. And there's 2 effing shits she can do to me. That's the best part. She can't touch me unless I want her to. Okay. He does think he's invincible, doesn't he?
One of the messages I could not find was he was always telling me to go ahead and bring my clan to fighting. You know, just he was like basically begging me to gather a group to come after him. And I never said that I would do that, and I kept telling him like that's not going to happen. I'm not asking anybody to come fight you. You know, I'm the dumbass that got married, and it's not their fault. And but he was acting like he would be able to beat a whole clan of people, and he said, "You and your friends are going to make me immortal." And that was very disturbing to me. Like, he always talked like he was a Christian, but yeah, there's
Right. That's
weird,
how Dawn is too.
there's weird people that believe that if they take a life, they gain life.
Wow, really? So he thought he would get. So he believed if he took life, it would give him more power. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I got from that message.
That
He's never said
exactly that. That sounds exactly like Rick Crawford. Something I heard Rick Crawford. So I noticed too. I don't know. I'm sure. Did he ever hang out with Rick Crawford? A Crawford?
His
Crawford?
mother is a Crawford. Billy is a Crawford.
Okay. So yeah, because I saw Ricky Crawford, which Marlena, Rick. Oh, that's another one. Marlena, his relationship with Marlena was really disturbing too. That's something that you guys would be interested in. I need to find those. I should have got those. Marlena Crawford was like threatening you, wasn't she?
She didn't really threaten me really.
She was on his.
She said something about, you know, that's my cousin, you know, back off or whatever. I don't really remember, but yeah, his mom's a Crawford, so he's a Crawford.
Wasn't there some kind of weird relationship though between him and Marlena? Like, or maybe it was, or I don't know. I don't. Maybe it wasn't you that told me that about it. I don't know.
I never met her. I mean, he talked about her. He talked about lots of family members.
Right. So he has a take my a GD room and F house key. I don't need one. Remember, that's my wife, and she is not ever getting her ass a divorce from me. So she is effed on my part, or she can get along, and maybe one day she might get a divorce from me. But she too stupid to be a good wife. Well, I'm not the redneck son of a bitch that has nothing to lose, but everything to gain. So I say, let's roll with it. And I'm itching to scratch my itch. You know what I mean? And all she had to do was be honest with me. Well, I'm going to get the effing truth out of her or else. And you can tell her that her effing husband said it, and her and Ziggy, or Andrea, he says, will be surprised when it's all said and done. So hope I roll up on her with someone, because Zig are going to be needing some manager help if I catch her like she bragged. And that's the he's not very, very good at English.
Well, he does text to talk, and he's got a very strong Southern accent.
Yeah, that's true. I noticed that. Let's do the voice text. It's
and do you know what the truth is that he wanted? It's not the truth. I took him to meet my friends on my birthday. My birthday is May 1st, his May 6th. We were supposed to go on this camping trip over in over by Logan, West Virginia, a few hours away.
Uh-huh.
And
I've been there. I
it
love
was
Logan.
yeah, it's beautiful over there. And
Uh-huh.
but it was storming all that week, so we decided to go a few extra hours up to Indiana and Illinois. Wanted to introduce him to people. I was deeply in love with him. I thought, he was great, and I wanted to show him, introduce him to people because I had actually been single a majority of 6 years, but before getting with him, I like maybe a year before getting with him, I was in with somebody for about 6 months. Other than that, so I'm like, I'm gonna go show people who got me to not only date but get married. Um, and before we go over there, he's like, "Are we gonna meet anybody that you've ever been with?" And I said, "No, I don't. I don't think so." Um, um, but lo and behold, one my old neighbors, a good friend of mine, was staying with one of the house at one of the houses that we went to, and I didn't know that he was going to be there.
Yeah.
And but he was very respectful.
And you guys had
Didn't hit
kids
on me at all.
before?
We didn't touch. But we gave Bill and I gave him a ride somewhere. But anyway, he got Bill ended up getting it in his head that during this visit to Illinois, that me and this guy slept together, and I
Oh,
know that he
wow.
knows that wasn't true. I think that this is where the mind altering came in. He knew
Mm.
that we didn't leave each other's sight the entire time. We dropped this guy off where he was going. We didn't even get out of the car, and we drove off and went somewhere else.
Wow. But he still
I
tried
didn't
to use
even
you.
I didn't even go to the bathroom during the time that we were in this other guy's presence. And
Wow.
it totally, like I said, it was my birthday. He dragged me by the hair up to this guy's hotel room. He said that he was going to force me to go in there and do things with this guy right in front of him, and then he was going to kill us both.
Oh my
Um,
God. What the
um,
hell?
the
This guy,
hotel
I am so
clerk heard him threatening the guy and called the police and locked the front doors. It was a pretty pricey hotel. It was like the Hampton or some shit, one of those $200 a night places. Um, and but he went out the back door, and they never found him. And my friend, one of my friends, she's like, because I was just going to leave him there in Illinois. He scared me so bad. I didn't want to get
yeah.
back in the car with him. But she's like, you can't just leave him here. He has no idea where he is. I'm like, okay. But
Wow. So he was gonna he was gonna make he was saying he was gonna have you guys mess around with each other in front of him.
yeah, just so that and then kill us.
Oh my!
And
So what? So he could say that you guys mess. I was it.
I don't know.
Do you think he got some kind of sexual pleasure off that kind of thing?
I don't know. One of his he once told me that he was going to use some other man's junk to put in my body to make it look like maybe to set somebody else up.
Oh, so he was going to try to set somebody else. See, so in a way, I would say he probably is a sexual deviant. And he probably does have some. I mean, for him to threaten you, like, and say, "Oh, I'm gonna make you guys mess around in front of me, and then kill both of you guys." That's a weird. I don't know, but I know you guys weren't together very long, so maybe thank God you freaking who knows what Sherry freaking went through. Oh my God. You know, how did she put up with that for 6 years?
And the luckily for kind of for me is I am attracted to and I attract mentally ill people. And I've never been with anybody quite like exactly like Bill before, but I saw some signs kind of early on, like especially when he's in my face screaming at me that I had been with my friend during his Illinois visit, and I know like I've been with somebody before that had brain damage to the point where they would get mad at you for doing something they really believed you did that, whether you were in their presence or not. They're and that was a real memory for them. And that I don't think that's what Bill was going through. I think he knew that did not happen. But like I said, that's when he started trying to alter my mind. And I was like, look, guy.
A little bit.
Yeah, I was like,
that.
Well, I mean, it can really damage you, but I'd been through it before. And I'm like, look, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to damage me mentally, you know, and break me down. And I'm like, you know, far more superior. People have already been in that mind. And you're going to have to try harder.
Because you've been there and done that, right? And you, thank God.
Yeah, I would just not even argue with him. We actually did not fight very much often. And most days we did not argue. But after he came back in June, most days we just kind of coexisted. And like I felt like I was in the Princess Bride a couple of times because I noted, because I made a point to tell him every day. It didn't matter how good we got along that day before bed. I would tell him, you know, yeah, today may have been a good day, but I still want a divorce. I still want you out of my house.
He would say that. Would he freak out on you? Would he?
Not usually. No. Like I said, we really normally didn't fight.
So did you do you know where he, by chance, I know you didn't know him at that time, but do you know where he was on June 15th, 2021, the day that Summer Wells disappeared?
No.
Did he say he was in the, did he say anything about was he in the area, or did it ever even come up?
Well, he made comments a lot that he's never left home, really, like just a couple little quick road trips here and there, but he normally didn't leave home.
And where's home from? Kingsport?
Beech Creek.
Beech Creek, okay. Yeah, see, that's why this is important, because this guy, like, he's like from Beech. He grew up there too?
Oh yeah, where he lives, so every single house is his relative.
Do you know what road he lived on? Was it what, Beech Creek Road?
Goldie Crawford Road. I think he'd only lived there for about a year and a half, but I mean, he was always, if he went in on his family's hill, he was in Kingsport, just a few miles down the road. He grew up, I can't remember. It might be Beech Creek Road, but I'm not positive. It's just a couple of roads before you get to Goldie Crawford Road. So it was like almost directly in between Beech Creek and Rogersville, where his mama's house was.
Yeah. I don't think you guys know. No, she doesn't think he's been questioned for Summer Wells. She doesn't think he has. And as far as and she yourself hasn't talked to law enforcement yet, have you? I mean, I don't know. Do you
Well,
guys
I
think that?
don't really
I
don't,
don't know what.
I'm not trying to say that. I definitely didn't come on here to say that I think that he is the one that did this.
Well,
Um,
I know you. I know you don't
um,
think.
um, I really can't get it in my mind either way, a personal opinion. Um, like I said, I think that he'd be capable relocating her. That would not surprise me, but that I'm not on here saying that he said something that made me think, oh yeah, he did that. It was definitely him. Or
Right.
anything.
Right. So just for the record, she's not saying that he is involved in Summerwell's disappearance at all. Actually, she doesn't think
um,
that he would be capable of hurting a child, but maybe, some, but maybe
he's
like, huh?
he's definitely capable of hurting grown-ups, and I do feel that he he did something to Sherry. I-
Yeah.
um,
Because that's
on
the
personal
personal, I mean,
opinion.
that's the next question, which you've already kind of answered, but you really believe that because I mean that's the circumstances surrounding that is so crazy. Like, how does he went there, hadn't seen her for freaking how many weeks? 3 weeks, you said, and then he convinces her to come over or have his cousin bring her over
My cousin.
somehow. Yeah. Oh, it's your cousin. Your
Yeah.
cousin, okay. Your cousin who lives in Beech Creek area, right?
No, she actually lives in Virginia, which is only about an hour away
So
from
how did he know?
Kingsport. And my cousin is best friends with Bill's ex, who he moved in with after Sherry
Oh, okay.
passed.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
but apparently they were hanging out long before. He's pretty good friends with his ex. They have his youngest daughter with.
Wow. So he never spoke inappropriate. Did he ever speak inappropriately about younger girls or anything?
No, he kind of tried to avoid children.
Oh, really? Why do you think that is?
I don't. We weren't around a whole lot of them.
Yeah, it
But
wasn't full time.
uh, he was just normally doing adult things. so
Yeah,
so it
so
really didn't. It didn't really like register. Like, oh well, he wants to go do this. So yeah, kids shouldn't be around though.
yeah. MC is asking if he's related to the Crawfords, Dykes. What about the Bernards? Yeah, I mean, yes, he would be related to the Bernards as well if he was related to the Crawfords, more than likely.
I don't recognize that name, but
Andy Bernard, or Andy Bernard's the neighbor of Don and Candace Wells, or was neighbor. You know how far there. By neighbor, I don't mean right next door. You know how it is out there.
yeah.
But the next driveway up, and people, yeah, there's been questions possibly about him being on the road that day when Summer went missing. But she said
Is Andy Bernard the drunk?
No, I don't think. Not that I don't think he drinks.
Okay.
He does smoke. I mean, he likes his THC, but who doesn't? I do too. So don't blame him. Well, I do Delta 8 because it's a freaking illegal still up here in Indiana, and you know all about that. Oh, have you heard of the Sean Williams case? That guy who he's in Johnson City, a business guy out of Johnson City. He got caught with like 100, he's in trouble. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. He is being charged with some kind, like sexual rape and stuff like that, and accused of drugging women, and then having his way with them. And once he was finally caught, after, it sounds like he's a very wealthy guy, I guess, and it sounds like he had the police department working on his payroll, basically paying them off. And people are wondering if the Sean Williams thing is related to Summerwell's disappearance, because like this guy would be the type of guy that would have the resources and connections to people in higher places, like, because he had money and he had a business. And some people think that there's law enforcement involvement, or some people in higher places with Summerwell's case. So,
well, Johnson City, if I remember right, would be like almost an hour away from Rogersville.
Mm-hmm. Which one was that? What'd you say Kingsport is? Or Johnson? Yeah, it is. Yeah. For you, yeah. But still close enough to, like, if you're gonna go get people, if you're a druggie, I don't even like to say druggie, or if you're currently addicted to something, you would drive an hour to go get your. I mean, I would have back then.
Right.
What kind of car does he drive? Did he have a vehicle? Did he have a vehicle?
Bill had like 7 vehicles at his place, but I ended up finding out that only one of them was his. A lot of them belonged to exes. And so that's what it's like. I'd be like, what about this car? Oh, I can't find the key to that car. All right. And yeah.
Wow. So did people are all curious, like, can you tell us, like, describe, like, what kind of vehicles? Was there any trucks or
yeah, there was like a late 90s Chevy truck. There was
what color was that?
I think that was a deep red. There was a brown early 90s van. There was a couple of Hondas, a black one, a red one, and a gold one. They all looked like Honda Civics. I think a couple of them were, but not all of them.
Okay. So the Chevy, that was a Chevy for sure.
Yeah, because I'm a Ford person, so and we would have battles about Chevy and Fords.
And the van was brown.
Yeah, and he ended up telling me that had belonged to a woman that he had dated. And
was it one of those? Was the van like one of those? Was it just like a regular, or let me think.
It was one of them great big late 80s, early 90s vans. Oh, he had 2 of those. He also had a white one. The white one was pretty nice. The brown one definitely did not run. I don't know how long it had been like that, but it was like in the back. All the other cars were piled in front of the brown one. But yeah, they were both the really big ones that had like 4 rows of seatings in them.
Did they used to have, where they used to, like they were real nice vans back in the day?
Well, when they first came out, yeah, they probably were.
I need to pull up that picture and ask you, because I'm trying to think what the address was. It would be, let's see, Rick Crawford's. I think it was Rick Crawford, Beech Creek. I'm going to show you a picture of I know you probably need to go here soon. I don't want to keep you forever, but guys, how can I find that picture of that van? that brown van that was, I'm trying to remember how we found that.
Mhm.
I'll have to, if I come across it later, I'll probably just send it to you and ask you through, and then relay it back to everybody because it might take a while. And thank you so much, Little Miss Sunshine. Thank you so much. So how you've helped their, sorry, I'm just looking to see if we, so does he doesn't have any sex crimes then?
No.
If was he into cockfighting? Is that what that says? Was he? Did he fight dogs or roosters?
Some
or
of his family are pretty big into cockfighting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's came up before. How did that? If the deep ray truck had any ladder racks on it, did the truck have a ladder rack on it?
The brown one, I don't remember.
The truck.
Oh.
The truck.
Oh no. Okay. No.
Where did he work? The
last job that Bill worked that I know of is MT Cleaning. They cleaned inside of a semi.
What's the name of the place again?
MT Cleaning.
Okay. Because I know Candace works for, that's why a cleaning place, but let's see. I think somebody got me the address. Well, do I have to, well, it's not when I search on Google, it doesn't come up, but, where was he? Well, she wasn't, we've already asked about June 2021 and she's not sure where he was then because she didn't know him at that time. What skills did he have? Like, what kind of work did he usually do? Was it like just?
He talked about it, he had worked at that MT Cleaning off and on for, several years, and like I said, they sanitize inside of semi tankers, and other than that, he mainly talked about working in kitchens, and a little bit of like maybe landscaping, excavating. Like it sounded like he did just like a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably some drywall too, I'm sure, guys. If he was helping, what did he kind of work did he do for Don when he worked for him?
He said construction.
Yeah.
He didn't say what kind of project they were building.
Mm-hmm. MT, yes, section 2, MT Cleaning. That's what she's saying. Yes. Well, are you needing to go? I know you've been on here for a while, and I started a little bit late, so
Yeah.
I don't want to keep you long. I think you go to bed pretty early, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I've got these puppies that are almost 5 months old that they wake me up before 6 usually.
Let's see them before you go. Let's see a puppy.
The what?
You guys want to see a
puppy? If I can figure out how to flip this camera. I don't know how to flip it.
Let's see. Justin.
Yeah, they're really big. They're going to be really big dogs.
Let's see. Did you already show it? I was looking away. Did you show it already? Dang it. Oh, hi, buddies. So is that the house he tried to steal?
Yes.
Oh, man. Let's see. I hope everyone.
I glanced at somebody's comment earlier. They were asking why he was trying to steal somebody's house but his living situation, like I said, he was mainly staying with his ex in a tiny apartment. But the place he called his own is a really old camper that belonged to his uncle that passed away. And it's not in very good shape, and they don't have electricity or water ran to it. Um,
Do you know
there's
the address of
holes
that?
in
Like,
it, and the scariest part is at nighttime, you can hear the rats and I think a very large snake in the walls, and the rats are ginormous. Um,
ew, 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 ew. That sounds. Oh gosh. Do you know the address of that place? Can you send it to me like later? Do you know by
yeah,
chance? Because I'm curious because there's been some drawings of some psychics have done, and I'm just I'm into that stuff about, and it has to do with the Summer Wells case, and the person one of this one psychic claims that drew a camper and stuff like that. Um, so oh, the one more question about somebody was asking, did he ever camp like in the woods, like when he didn't have a place to stay? Would he go stay out in the woods?
um, well, I don't know.
Stay in anybody's shed or stay in anybody's like
I mean, like there was a little campsite up the hill from his camper. Um, uh, and
oh, is it that is there was that off Light Road? Because
um,
there's a camp, I guess
light
there's a camp, guys, I'm learning about.
off of Light Road is where his mama's house is, and he has a trailer way back in the back of that property that had a fire or something. The roof in the middle of it is gone. So, but that he has like 60 acres right there off of Light Road. But
Oh, so he does have some property off Light Road? He does have actually his own property, but doesn't want to stay
well, his
because
brother lives on it too, and they don't get along. And like I said, Bill said that he did used to stay, back a little ways behind his brother's house, but the trailer's not usable anymore. But yeah, him and his brother like own a big section right there, including the cemetery.
know
I
which
think
sim-
I think that he would sometimes camp at the cemetery. That there's even like a little outhouse there.
which cemetery do you know? Do you know
White
the name of
Cemetery.
Okay. Thank you. That's we okay. Well, it's funny that you bring up this something about camp because Fred told me something yesterday that about off of Light Road that there is a camp. There's a church camp or something right off Light Road, and it's out there back there by where that Brandon kid lives, guys.
Yeah.
That JLR, yeah, is what Fred said, and I guess this camp like I don't know where Fred gets this, where he heard this,
Yeah,
but
I've been there. I've
yeah,
been there. I think I'm very sure Verdine. Yeah, I've been there many times.
yeah. It has like it where there's like an old building, like an old like I don't know, it looks like post office or something old.
Yeah,
Where
yeah, yeah, and that's all of his relatives' property. And of course, they let him hang around, but I mean, and they own so much of those woods that like I want to say at least 200 acres, maybe more. Um,
okay.
Yeah, and
What's
yeah, there's a old church there that you would never think was a church. Well,
yeah?
there's actually two churches on that road that
Are they
are
really tiny?
often
Tiny?
closed, and then they reopen them. Yeah, they'll be whenever somebody wants to try to run it.
Yeah. Is it really tiny churches?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they're
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Well, yeah, because Fred said that church camp, and guys, this is something that I don't know what he says, that he heard that they hide people out there or something, or they hide. He said, I don't know. I need to talk to him and ask him more about this. This
Well,
is
I
says,
know that they will allow people to hide there.
yeah.
Like I said, I was only in the picture for a couple months. I never seen anybody there that didn't want to be there, and I only ever saw grown-ups there. The people that actually live there seem like very good people, other than the fact that they are his family. But
So you
they
saw
seem,
this campsite or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? A camp, like a camp, like a church camp or some kind of camp. Like, did you were yeah? So
I
you
mean, it
know
would have been
about
tiny. It would have been. I wouldn't have thought of it as a camp, and until you said that it looked like maybe at one point possibly it could have been a very small, but in that area it would only have to be small because there's not very many people.
yeah. It has to do. It's like if we're thinking of the same thing. So who would hide people? When you say hide people, who would hide people?
No, I said that the people that live there would most certainly let somebody that needed to hide there, but if they asked, I
Yeah.
didn't see anything about people being hidden there.
Uh-huh.
But I
Well,
didn't walk
that's
around a
something.
whole lot.
See, I don't know too much about what Fred meant by that. I'm gonna ask him more about that. But our
Yeah,
phone
I
cut
mean, they
out.
would let you hide there and probably not even ask you what you did. There's,
It's
they're if you go there and say I need to hide, they're going to protect you. Is
mm,
what I the thing. Like if that was going, like, I think they would do that, but I am. It's like I
is
said,
it by
they
chance
seem like
Light
really good
Hollow Road?
people.
Is it Light Hollow Road or is it Light
Yeah,
Road? Do you know
yeah,
Light Hollow Road or Light Road?
Light Hollow.
Okay.
There might be both out there.
Yeah, there's two different roads, but
Um,
well, thank you so much for coming on. I don't want. I mean, I could keep you maybe some other time. I I don't want to keep you forever. I really appreciate you. Is there anything else that you want to say before you leave, or answer, or anything? Like,
no,
I
I
didn't.
don't. I can't think of anything.
All right.
So,
Well,
uh,
thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I
um,
really appreciate you coming up, and definitely keep me posted on when this guy, and I'm sure you will when he gets out and stuff like that, if he does anytime soon. Hopefully they charge him with hopefully he doesn't get out anytime soon. Because I'm sure he's not going to be happy about this. And I'm sure his cousins are going to tell him. But yeah. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. I'm sure you probably don't know how to drop, so I'll go ahead and drop you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, well, I didn't want to keep her too long. I didn't talk to her about how long she had, and it's already been 2 hours. So and also I see people saying, we don't know, guys, if at all related. If he probably has nothing to do with Summer Wells. I saw people asking. It's just his name has come up, and he's a scary guy. It's definitely And he obviously has lived in the area for a very long time. Thank you guys. So I know it's a lot. And I know it's confusing for people who, it's confusing anyways. I understand, but yeah, you'd have to follow the case like from the beginning, like real closely to really understand, because Bill, yeah, I don't know exactly which one is considered Drunk Billy, which one is considered Wild, like which one they mean. There's so many Billies. Billy. Yeah, and this, you guys, let me real quick before I go, I'm gonna try to pull up that, let's see, the church, okay, church camp, right? Cornerstone, is this? No, that's Indiana. No, this needs to be Tennessee. Or I can pull it up. I might have to, I don't know if it will go back there. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up on Google Maps because, or I don't know if it will go back there because it's really, yeah, it's like hollow, I believe. It's a road that's next after Hello Road. Let me see if this is what I'm thinking. Yes, that's no. One second. I'll pull this up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Well, I'm at least looking into, I was hoping I could. Okay, Solomon's Temple. There's Light Cemetery, Light Hollow Road. So yes, this is what I'm thinking. Right here. Trying to see where this camp is. I remember seeing it. It was quite, there's Beech Creek. Yeah, there's some kind of camp over here that we need to look into, guys. And it's right by Ben Hill Road. Like some kind of church camp. Now, 2 people have said something like, well, she said she believes they would hide somebody. I don't know where Fred heard this about this church camp. Right? Broken heart, halt. I'm sorry, heal. Thank you guys so much for being here. I guess I'm going to, Andy B. It's on Light Hole. Okay, so what's that church camp called, Andy? Is it, do you know why? Have you ever heard about them hiding people out there? Have you heard that rumor too? Something about hiding people at a church camp? Five miles from Ben Hill on left. Yeah. Light Hollow. What channel is Andy B's? It's the real Andy B. Here, I'll put it. or a mod couldn't. Oh, I must not be logged into my. Yeah, man, I think she's quite. Oh, really? House prayer is in the light. Yeah, I think that's the church. Yes, AC, that sounds correct. Is on Light Road? Oh, okay. So House of Prayer is on Light Hollow, Sullivan Count, Light Road. Oh. Okay, so thanks for sharing his link. Now I don't have to. Okay. All right, guys. I am gonna go. Thank you guys so much for being here. Justin, do you have a live? Or who's next? Whose time slot is it? Clutch my pearls. I don't see anything set up. Good night, guys. At Dawn and Candace's. What, Carla? PG is probably going live. I know, hair curlers and crime. If you look at Goldie Crawford Road, there's a cut in the mountain that goes all the way to Ben Hill Road. Don't go. Siggy, open panel. All right, guys. I do have to go, but I have some readings I have to do. But thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll talk later.